Yeah, there's 3 people on, so. Really? Yeah. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Ashlyn. Hi, everyone. I have a couple people in the background here. Hi, Jen, that I'm trying to get rid of. So. Hi, Ashlyn. Riley says hi, Ashlyn. Hi, Becca. Hi. Bye, Rai. I should have turned my notifications off. All right, we got 5 people, so I'm going to get started. So thank you everyone for joining. I'm going to run through a quick demo of all of our new Norwex products, and hi Carolyn, and some old favorites. So a couple of you have been in my parties before. I'll try and keep it as interesting as possible for you. I did crazy hair for you tonight. No, I'm just kidding. I need a cut and a color really bad, so I just threw it up. But yeah, I'll try and keep it interesting for you because I know some of you have seen a few of these demos before because we've got friends of friends who are having parties. But I also want to make sure that I go over the Safe Haven 5 because they really are sort of the mind-blowing products that get everyone started. So before everyone hopped on, I just was cleaning my glasses with our optic scarf. So this is the mini gray optic scarf, and this is one of our host rewards. So if our hosts get 3 bookings tonight, they're going to earn this for free. If they get 1 booking, they're going to earn this purple lace window cloth for free. If they get 2 bookings, they're going to add the purple Enviro cloth and the purple dusting mitt. And then if they get 3 bookings, they're going to add the optic scarf. So that's a really great package just for bookings. Norwex is really, really generous with their hosts and with their consultants as well. So without further ado, I want to show you our Enviro cloth, and I'm going to use our new magenta Enviro cloth, just new out of the package. So every time that Norwex has a change of seasons, they usually come out with 1 or 2 new colors. So this is the new magenta, and I can already see on my screen that it's not doing it justice. If you see this in person, it's a really kind of bright fuchsia color. It's a beautiful color. All of our cloths have tags on them that tell you what they are, and they also tell you if they have our backlock technology. So the Enviro cloth was how Norwex started. It's a very densely woven microfiber cloth. In order to qualify to be microfiber, the fiber, the thread, has to be 1/6 the width of a human hair. Norwex took it even further, and they actually have, their microfiber is actually made from fiber that is 1/200th the width of a human hair. So it's extremely fine, extremely dense. If you were to unwind all of the microfiber in this towel, it would stretch from here to the Gulf of Mexico. And then the backlock is actually silver that is embedded in the cloth that works as an antibacterial agent to smother and inhibit the growth of mold, bacteria, and fungi. So as the cloth dries, you're going to use it wet to remove 99% of bacteria. And as it dries, it's going to self-purify, and that silver is going to go to work to smother all of the nasty stuff so that it doesn't grow on the cloth and so that it doesn't stink. So if you're familiar with these types of wipes, these are chemical cleaners. This is a mechanical cleaner. So the difference is that this cleans in a chemical way, so it kills the bacteria on the surface, and then you still have to use potable water to remove all that dead bacteria as well as the chemicals from your counter before you go ahead and prepare any food on it, because otherwise the chemicals will leach into your food. Another thing that most people don't know is that these need to stay wet on the surface for anywhere from 4 to 10 minutes in order to kill the bacteria and be effective. So if you're using these types of chemical cleaners, I really recommend that you read the instructions, and make sure that you are using them properly, because they may not be killing the bacteria after all if you're not leaving them wet on the surface, which means you're continually having the surface wet for 4 to 10 minutes. So I'm gonna set a timer for 4 minutes and go on with my demo just to show you just how long that is. And I'm going to show you something called the chicken demo, the chicken test actually. So I've got a raw piece of chicken here and I have a protein swab. So the way that the protein swab works is in the food industry, they will take the swab and they will swab the surface to detect the presence of protein. If protein is present, then the swab will turn purple. If protein is not present, the swab will turn green. And the cool thing about these swabs is that they are from a third party, they're not from Norwex. And the reason that they test for protein is because if protein is left behind, that's what's going to allow the bacteria to grow, because the bacteria will grow on the protein. And protein is actually smaller than bacteria. So if our cloths can pick up the protein, then they certainly can pick up the bacteria. So I just wet my cloth and I'm going to fold it with the tag side up into quarters. And I'm going to take my raw piece of chicken and just wipe down the counter here with it. Okay. And just wipe my hands off. And then I'm going to use the tag side to wipe the counter, right where I had the chicken. Okay. I'm gonna take my swab. Just gonna swab the countertop everywhere that the chicken was, and I'm twisting the swab around so it gets on there. I'm going to release the liquid, give it a little shake, and it's green. So again, green means clean, purple means the presence of protein. The nice part about our cloths is because they're so densely woven, what they do when they mechanically clean is it's like little fingers. They are picking everything up off the surface and they're holding on to it. So the bacteria actually doesn't transfer from the cloth either. So if I take my swab, and again, it's the tag side up that I use to clean, and I swab my cloth and put the swab back in, it's still green. So no bacteria transferred from the cloth. I simply would just rinse the cloth out, hang it up to dry, and it's going to self-purify. I just want to show you what happens to the swab when it actually does touch protein. So I'm touching the piece of raw chicken now, and I'm putting it back in, and you can see it has turned purple. Okay, so it now detected the presence of protein because I touched the piece of chicken. So that is the chicken test. That is how stresses you out, Victor. I know, I understand. It stressed me out too the first few times. That is how it mechanically cleans our surfaces. So it's mechanically cleaning. It's actually removing everything from the surface. So next I want to show you our window cloth. So the EnviroCloth and window cloth are kind of the dynamic duo, right? They're Thelma and Louise. They're amazing. So you're going to use the EnviroCloth wet to clean, and then you're going to use the window cloth dry to shine and polish. And you are going to have streak-free windows from now on. The window cloth is actually incredible. And again, the tags show you what it is. So it's the window cloth, and the window cloth also has backlock technology. So you can use this it's going to remove the bacteria from all your shiny surfaces. So, so there's 4 minutes. That's how long 4 minutes actually is. Excuse me, sorry, I had a meeting this afternoon and I had to talk for a long time and I started losing my voice a little bit. And now I'm going to be talking to you guys for half an hour, so it's going in and out. I apologize. So yeah, the window cloth is good for all your shiny surfaces, so you can use it on your faucets, your mirrors, your windows. And if you have fur babies, or even if you have babies that like to lick the windows, then you can feel confident knowing that you can wash your windows with just water, and you're not going to be leaving behind any chemical residue that they're going to be ingesting. So I'm going to take you over to my window. And I was a little bit worried earlier because it was raining so hard and it was hitting the window, and I wasn't sure how well this demo was going to go, but my windows definitely are going to need to be cleaned now because of the rain. I'm just going to raise you up here. Oh, sorry everyone, bear with me. I had you down on a surface that wasn't so sturdy. Okay, there you go. So what I have here is some peanut butter, and we do this demo usually with butter, but I like to use peanut butter because I think that it shows up better on the camera, and also like peanut butter is pretty sticky and oily and gross, and it's not easy to get off. So I'm just gonna smear that on my window, and then I'm just gonna wipe my fingers on the Enviro cloth to clean them. And then what I wanna show you is, I still have a bottle of this left over from before I joined Norwex, and I've been using it for my demos. So I'm getting down to the end and I don't want to buy another one, but I'll continue to use it for my demos for now. And unfortunately, we still do have some paper towel in the house, so I have paper towel as well. So I'm going to spray pretty liberally with the blue stuff. And I'm going to come over here and show you. So I'm trying to clean this. But you can see it's making the window pretty smeared, right? It's not coming off very easily. And the paper towel is actually starting to come apart a little bit there. But there's still streaks. So now I'm going to put a little bit more on. And I still have streaks up here and down here from the blue stuff, but that's okay. And I'm going to take my wet Enviro cloth, and I'm going to use it to remove the peanut butter from the window. And part of the reason that we fold the window cloth into 4s is so that we always have 8 clean washable sides. So you can see that that was a lot quicker and easier to remove the peanut butter with. It didn't take nearly as much effort. And then I'm going to try our new, this is the window cloth mitt. This is our new window cloth mitt. So instead of the window cloth itself, I'm going to try out our new mitt. And I'm just going to take that, and it's going to dry and polish. So this is the same material as our window cloth. It's just in a mitt form. And the window, at least this side, is nice and clean again. A little bit dry up there. The window cloth mitt is actually pretty comfortable. The window cloth is actually really nice as well. I'm not sure which I prefer. I kind of like both of them. I guess it would be for different jobs. And I forgot my dusting mitt, 1 second. The dusting mitt is the 3rd product in the Safe Haven 5, and you can use it dry. You just rub it on itself to make an electrostatic charge, and then you can go ahead and dust all of your surfaces, get your crown molding, all that kind of stuff. But one of the tricks that we have for this is to use it wet. So I would normally wet this. I have a spray bottle here that I would wet it with, but my screen is soaking wet right now from the rain, so I don't have to do that. So I'm just going to go over my screen. And there's no need to remove the screens or put them in the tub to wash them because you've just picked up all of the dirt on the window mount. We have another cleaning solution for the windows, and that is our window cloth mop pad. So this is the small cloth window cloth mop pad. It comes in something called the handheld system. This is the small mop base, and this is the multi-use handle. And the multi-use handle has this cool little tool that's great for cleaning your keyboards and also for cleaning the tracks of your windows. So if you have a lot of windows, you could actually use this to make it a lot quicker. You can simply spray the window with water, or you can wash it with your EnviroCloth if it's really dirty. And you simply go back and forth with the window cloth. Now the nice thing about this system and the mop base, and I didn't do this, but I should have, is that you can actually lock it so that it doesn't swivel. So I had it unlocked so it was swiveling, but you can lock it so it doesn't swivel, and then you can just go straight up and down. And it makes pretty quick work of your windows. Because this is the small mop base, this telescopic handle will actually fit. This will actually fit on the telescopic handle of your mop. So if you need a bigger reach, if you need 6 feet of reach, then you can actually put this on your mop stick. And we also have a squeegee attachment. So the multi-use handle, you can buy a system with the squeegee end. You can buy a system with the window mop system, or you can buy just the handle itself. So depending what you already have in your Norwex, from the Norwex catalog. But if you have glass shower doors, the squeegee attachment is something you might want to consider. So you simply go straight down, and this is the way the window washers downtown and stuff do the high rises, right? So that's another really quick and easy way to clean your window. And you can see still no streaks. There is a little bit of water dripping down, so I just take my window cloth and wipe it off. The last thing I want to show you while we're over here is the Enviro wand. So in addition to the dusting mitt, we have the Enviro wand. It actually comes with that multi-use handle that I was just talking about. So this would fit on your mop extension pole as well if you needed a higher reach, if you have high ceilings or high crown molding, skylights, anything like that that you need to reach. This is really great because you can just go along. I can't tip you up here, there we go. And you can clean all of the crown really easily. I barely even have to reach. I can do my windowsills, and then I can go down and do my baseboards without even having to bend over. It also bends, so it's really great for ceiling fans, and it goes super thin, so you can get in between your appliances and under your appliances. I used this under the couch the other day to get some of the dust bunnies out from where I couldn't reach with the mop, because it's got quite a bit of reach, and it does go pretty thin, and all of these fingers grab all of that dust. So as I was mentioning before, the EnviroCloth and window cloth come in a package called the basic package. If you add in the dusting mitt, this is the household package. And if you add the Enviro wand, that is the household plus package. I'm gonna take you back over to the kitchen. And I'm gonna show you some of our kitchen solutions. But first, I'm going to finish off the Safe Haven 5 with you. So, EnviroCloth, window cloth, dusting mitt, first 3 products of the Safe Haven 5. 4th product, the cleaning paste. So this paste is everything. Consultants call it the 5-year paste. It lasts forever. It's elbow grease in a jar, so it's everything that you need. You can see I use it all the time. I do a lot of demos, and I barely even made a dent in it. So you can use this to get all of the little baked on parts of your oven. It's great for your glass doors of your oven. I pair mine with my Sperry sponge, which this is a very well-loved Sperry sponge, but it's non-abrasive, so it's not gonna scratch your glass on, or your stovetop. I'll take you over to my stovetop for a second and show you my shame. This is what I always say with the demos is I have to get used to showing everyone the dirty side, right? So I haven't had a chance to clean my stove yet. And I keep dropping you guys, I'm so sorry. Okay, there's my stove. Let me just take this off. And what I like to do is we have a heavy duty degreaser, and it is heavily concentrated, so it is diluted in this Forever spray bottle. Because we did tacos yesterday and there was a lot of beef, there is some grease on here, so I'm just going to spray it down with the heavy duty degreaser. And then I'm going to, oh my gosh. You guys, I'm so sorry, I keep dropping you. I think it's time for a new tripod. Sorry, I just wanted to get my Sperry sponge wet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of the paste, and I'm just going to go and get this baked on stuff here off. So you can see how easily that came off, just with a little bit of the paste, and it's nice and clean there. I won't subject you to watching me clean my whole stove, but I will continue with this after the demo, and I'll take an after picture. I'll leave this side dirty and then I'll show it to you. Plus, I don't want to give you motion sickness by dragging you around so much. Oh, there's degreaser all over my phone. In our new fall catalog, Norwex came out with a new dish soap concentrate. So this is called Biozyme. This bottle of Biozyme makes 3 of these bottles. So I'm on my first bottle, and I got this in January. So I only use it when I have a really dirty, greasy, baked on pan. And what I'm gonna do is I have this set. All of our Forever bottles have a little screen on them. So if you close the screen, it actually comes out foamy. And so I'm just gonna spray this on and let it sit, and then I'll show you guys the results and how easy it is to clean afterwards. So it seems like I'm putting a lot on, but because it's coming out foamy, I'm not really using that much, and I wanna make sure I get the sides. And I'll show that to you in a little bit. Okay, and just finishing off with the Safe Haven 5, now that I've shown you the paste, is should show you this as well, the utility brush. So if you have something that's really hard to clean and you need a little bit of extra scrubbing power, the utility brush has these nice firm bristles. It's better than using a toothbrush. It also has this fine silicone soft point to get into all the creases. This is great for cleaning around your sink dishes, sink drains. It's also really good for cleaning around your faucets and stuff in the bathroom, and I use it around the sink in the bathroom where it gets a bit grungy. So that's just another tool that you can use with the cleaning paste. So the 5th product in our Safe Haven 5 is our Ultra Power Plus laundry detergent. And it is the only detergent that I've used for 2 years since I joined Norwex. I used to use Purex religiously, but I'm so glad I made the switch. I have extremely sensitive and reactive skin. Like if I touch my skin, it'll go red right away. I also have a lot of allergies. So I am loving this. It makes your whites whiter, it makes your brights brighter. Again, it is super concentrated as well. You only need a teaspoon per load. And so this bag is gonna last you a long time. It lasts the average family of 5 up to 4 months. It's biodegradable. It has no phosphates, no sulfates, no chlorine bleach, no fillers, no optical brighteners, no, it's not tested on animals, and it has no dyes or fragrances. So it's extremely safe. If you have asthma, it's good for you. Whatever we wash our clothes, our towels, our sheets in, we're ultimately absorbing into our bloodstream because those things are touching our bodies and can be absorbed into our bloodstream through our clothes. So when we use things like a Tide Pod that's full of chemicals and fragrances and has all this stuff in it, dyes, they're coating, those chemicals are coating the fibers of our clothes and ultimately absorbing into our bloodstream. When we use the Up, that's what we call the Ultra Power Plus Up, it is completely safe. It has none of those harmful chemicals in it. It's just going to clean your clothes. And even if there is something left behind on the clothes, it's safe for you because it's not a harsh chemical. So we should be very careful about what we do wash our clothes and stuff with. In addition, this makes a really great all-purpose cleaner. So 1 teaspoon to 5 ounces of water, about a cup of water, in a spray bottle, and you have a really great all-purpose cleaner. If you've been following along in the party, we actually used this last year to clean our eaves troughs, and we were amazed at how easy it was to clean them. If your floors are a little bit extra dirty, you can use this in a spray bottle on your floors. And the other thing that you want to eliminate from your laundry room is your dryer sheets. So dryer sheets are one of the worst carcinogens in our house. And again, they are coating your clothing. And it's not good for us, but it's also not good for our clothes. That chemical will start to break down the fibers in your clothes, and your clothes won't last as long. So I don't know about you, but we tend to spend quite a bit of money on clothes, and we would like them to last as long as we don't outgrow them. So using our dryer balls actually helps you to reduce your dry time. They work as a natural fabric softener because they get in and amongst the clothes and they lift and separate the clothes so that they dry faster and they keep your clothes softer. You can put a little bit of essential oil on them if you like a little bit of a scent. And we actually have, if you don't like the plain balls, you can get the balls with the sheep design that came out for the spring catalog. The only reason that I like the patterned ones is because I find when I do put essential oil on, sometimes it will stain them. It doesn't affect how they work, but it will stain them. So when I buy the patterned ones, I usually put it on the pattern so you don't notice that as much. And I like to use Sage Clean Sheets essential oil on mine. It's awesome. It smells really, really good. Okay, I just wanted to check on my pan over there. The Biozyme is doing its work. And now we're going to move into the kitchen a little bit more. So our hosts have another opportunity to earn free product. If they have 5 buying guests, they are going to get a free kitchen cloth. If they have 8 buying guests, they are going to get the matching kitchen towel. And if they have 12 buying guests, they are going to get a counter cloth set. So all of that is completely free, along with the window cloth, the dusting mitt, and the EnviroCloth and optic scarf that they could earn. Norwex is extremely generous with their hosts. I want to show you the reason that I really love our cloths and towels. So this is just your standard cotton tea towel. This is the Norwex towel. You can see that the cotton tea towel is actually quite a bit bigger. It's wider, about the same length. And again, this tells you that it is the kitchen cloth and it has the back lock. So the nice thing about this in the kitchen is no more stinky cloths in the kitchen. This is the new avocado, so it's a bright springy green, and this is the diamond textured cloth. And our towels and our cloths, our kitchen cloths, are super, super absorbent. Bernadine can attest to this. I think she loves them. They absorb so much, it's crazy. So I had 1.5 cups of water in each of these. Here is your Norwex cloth. You can see that there's still some room, some dry stuff on there. There's no water left, and the cloth is not even dripping. So this is going to dry loads and loads and loads of dishes. Hopefully you don't have that many dishes to even dry. As compared to your cotton cloth that is dripping wet in the same amount of water, even though it was bigger, there's still water left in behind as well. So the kitchen towel will absorb up to about 2 cups of water. I use 1.5 cups. 2 cups is a lot to put in here to do this demo. Your kitchen cloth will absorb up to 3/4 cup of water or a cup of water. And I'm just going to use that to wipe down my counter now. And again, this has the back lock in it, so it's going to do the same thing as the EnviroCloth did. Because it's the microfiber, it's going to remove the bacteria, but then it has the back lock on it, so it will, you can hang it up to dry, and it's going to self-purify as it dries because of the back lock. Okay. But next I wanted to show you our counter cloths. So this is the counter cloth. It's the same size, it's just a little bit smaller actually than a Selecta size paper towel, but super absorbent. It has this great bubbly texture. They come in a pack of 3 like I showed you before. Come in a pack of 3, or they come with this cute little house, and they come with 6 cloths. So I actually have extra cloths in here. It will come, if you get the amethyst color, it would come with 2 each of these cloths. It also comes in a blue set, and it comes in a neutral set, which is the mushroom, the graphite, and the vanilla. These will absorb up to 1/4 cup of water. And I just want to show you, compared to the paper towel, just how well they do suck up all of that water. And these are our go-tos. We use them every day. We use them multiple times a day. They're great for spills. They're great as napkins. They're great as coasters. I use them for everything. In the morning when I wash my fruit and I'm waiting to cut it up, I lay my fruit on it to absorb the moisture. You can put a dry one in with your spinach or your greens to absorb the moisture in the container so that it will last longer. I mean, they are incredible. So there you go. It's sucked up 1/4 cup of water. Again, it still has a couple dry spots, but there's no water left in the container here, as compared to a paper towel, right? So if I were to take some honey and put some honey on my counter, the nice part about the counter cloth is that I'm just going to go like this and it's gone, right? Whereas the paper towel is getting all over the place. It's on my fingers now, which I'm not trying to do on purpose. But now my countertop is also soaked. It did pick up the honey. It's on my fingers, but the countertop is also soaked. I probably could have avoided getting on my fingers though if I was a bit more careful. So I'm simply gonna take my counter cloth and squeeze out the water, and then I can pick up all that water that the paper towel left behind. Because even though this is wet, once I squeeze out the excess water, it's still absorbing. Okay, so that's the counter cloth versus the paper towel. The last thing I'm gonna show you for the kitchen, yes, the last thing I'm gonna show you for the kitchen is the netted dishcloth. So this is my favorite cloth in the kitchen. It looks a little weird, it's a little bit ugly, it's not the nicest looking thing, but I'm telling you, if you are a baker, or if you don't want to use any more of those stinky green and yellow sponges, the netted dishcloth is for you. It's great for getting scrubby stuff off. Some people like to use it in the shower as a poof because it can actually dry out, so the bacteria is not going to grow in it. It will get bugs off of your windshield. It will get bugs off of the front of your car without scratching your car. So many uses. So I have an egg here. Like I said, if you're a baker, I'm gonna put down some flour. And you know how hard it can be to clean up baking messes, especially trying to pick up flour and trying to pick up an egg after it breaks on the counter or on the floor, right? All you have to do is put your netted dishcloth on top, and you're simply going to scoop it up, and everything is going to get trapped in that cloth, okay? And then I'm going to just dump the shell, and you can see everything is trapped in there. It's not even dripping yet. And then you just rinse it out, and it's ready to go again. They come in a pack of 2, and they are awesome. You can stick them on the top of your dishwasher to wash them. You can stick them in the wash as well. I don't put mine in the dryer. I usually just take it out before the dryer, but you can certainly just put it on the top rack of your dishwasher, just lay it over everything else that's on there, and it's ready to go again. I probably don't wash mine as often as I should because I just rinse it really well and it never seems to get dirty. So I'm just going to wipe this down because it did have raw egg on it. So that is everything in the kitchen for you. I've kept you guys for half an hour now already. I like to try and keep my demos to half an hour, 40 minutes at the most. So I just want to show you our mop, and then we will do the draw, and I will show you the Biozyme pan because I just turned around and saw it. And I'm in my pajamas. I told you guys I would be. I just gotta grab my mop, 1 second. So as I was saying before, one of the reasons that Norwex is so good is because everything's interchangeable. So this is our rubber broom attachment that fits on the end of our mop. The window pad that I showed you would fit on the end of the mop. The Enviro wand will fit on the end of the mop. They all have the same attachment. You simply just pop them off. I have my rubber broom and my mop separate only because I have a lot of Norwex. So I don't interchange them, but you certainly can just have one mop handle and get all of the attachments and have them as interchangeable, okay? So I'm going to show you the mop, and I'm going to do something a little bit different that I've never done before. So hopefully this works. Usually I put flour down on the floor, but I think sometimes that's kind of hard to see. So I've got this confetti popper, and I'm gonna see what happens. You guys are my test pilots. Oh, that was fun. I should have done that after the draw. So I'm gonna move you guys down to the floor so you can see a little bit better as well. And I always have my big clunky slippers on. So when you have the dry mop, you're going to adjust it up to karaoke height. So all you have to do is twist it and the mop handle adjusts up to 6 feet. Someone in the party I think was saying that there's quite a size difference between them and their partner, so it works really well because they can both use it, which is awesome. So when you're using the dry mop, you want to go to karaoke height. And I have all this confetti now, which is a little bit light to be mopping, but you get the idea. You're just going to go in figure 8 motions. And it's picking, so you can use this instead of a broom on your hard surface floors. And it's just picking everything up as it goes. And in a case like this, where I'm sort of sweeping everything together, I would just get my dustpan and my little broom and put it into the dustpan. But normally, everything would also be trapped in the microfiber pad, and you can just use the rubber brush to brush it out and get everything out. So I'm just going to push this forward before I use the wet mop. These few strays that got away from me here. So the Norwex mop comes with the telescopic handle, the mop base, a dry pad, and a wet pad. And everything just attaches by Velcro. You simply just put it on like this. I have the spray mop attachment. So this was out of stock, and it's still out of stock. I do have a couple extra on hand, so if you're local, you absolutely can pick one up for your mop. If you're not local, I would have to ship it to you, so we would have to talk about those arrangements. Or you can get on my wait list for when they come back in stock, because we are expecting that they were supposed to come back at the end of March, and we're now at the end of March, so I'm hoping they come back soon. This just took the mop to the next level for me. I used to carry a spray bottle around with me. The pads are the same microfiber as everything else, so they are removing 99% of bacteria from your floors with just water. So when you have the spray mop attachment, and you're going to adjust your mop height down to your chest, you're simply going to push down, and you're getting a spray of water, and then you're just mopping your floors as normal. And it's really quick and easy. And then as you go along, you just stop and spray again when you need to. and you just keep going. The other nice thing about the mop is it has this disc here, and you can use the disc to hang the mop up when you're done. And then you don't have a wet pad sitting on your floor. It will dry. It has the back lock in it. It's going to self-purify as it dries. Oh, and the ball on the end can be used if you have any kind of scuff marks. And you can just use that to remove all the scuff marks from the floor. I think I forgot to tell you guys that in the last couple parties that I've done. Okay. So I'm going to show you my biozyme, and then we're going to do the draw. And while I show you the biozyme, I'm just going to talk to you about the mop a little bit more. So the mop is one of the most coveted items in the catalog. You can buy it for the regular size. It's $129.99. It's worth every single penny. You can host a party. And in addition to all the stuff that I showed you already, you get a credit. Oh, thanks, Elena. Isn't it a nice pan? Well, it's not so nice right now, but it will be. Pampered Chef stainless steel frying pans are the best. And the biozyme cleans them amazingly. They're worth every penny, Alana. Honestly, worth every penny. I'm so glad I bought them. And I just bought the small one from Alana too. Yeah, so the mop, if you host a party, you will earn a credit as part of your party sales that you can use towards the mop. If you have a $1,000 party, you're going to earn $120. You've basically paid for the mop. And then the last way that you can get the mop is to join my team. So I am an executive sales leader. I have a team of about 70 plus people. And trust me, I never expected that at all. But I love every minute of it. As part of your kit, you get the mop, you get the Safe Haven 5, you get a pack of body cloths, and you get a few other things as well. I'm supposed to be doing this while I talk. So you can join our team, and the kit is $9.99 up front, and you have 2 opportunities to earn it for free. The first is if you sell $1,000 in your first 30 days with Norwex, you earn your kit for free. If you don't meet that milestone, and you sell $2,000 in your first 90 days, you earn your kit for free. If you don't hit either milestone, that's okay. Norwex is going to bill you $200 for the kit, but you're getting about $275 worth of product. If it's something that you think you may be interested in, please feel free to ask me anything. I'm an open book when it comes to answering questions about myself, about Norwex, whatever you want to know. And I love my job, so I love telling people about it, but I'm also very much no pressure. So if you ask me a question, I'm not going to hound you, I'm not going to chase after you. I let you make your decision on your own, because ultimately you're the one that has to be happy with all of this, right? So there is my dirty taco pan, all shined up. And I'm going to do the draw now for you guys, and then I'm going to let you go and enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm here if you have any questions. Please feel free to send me a quick message. I'm happy to help. If you don't get a response from me, then tag me in a post or get my attention in some way. Facebook has changed a few things, and I'm finding some of the stuff is kind of screwy between business pages and normal pages and messages. So text me, whatever. You can get a hold of me. And whoever wins tonight is going to win one of our new Caribbean color body cloths. So we just came out with a new towel set. This is the deluxe, and it's a beautiful summery color. So whoever wins tonight is going to win this body cloth. So good luck, everyone. And it is number 467. So just send me a quick message and let me know that you won the body cloth, and I'll make sure that I get that out to you. Thanks again for joining me. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And I appreciate you being here, and have a great night.